data collection. So in this stage, I will explain about how we are collecting the data and how it will become an important step in data science field and how it is useful for our analysis. So those type of things will be learned in this. So once problem is clearly defined, data collection becomes a critical aspect of the data science life cycle. So once you define your problem clearly in a concise and precise manner, it means it should be very understandable, and it should be understandable to some other people also. And also the problem statement should contain proper words, and also it should be understandable to each and every person. So once you do the type of thing and once you define that problem, um, collecting this data will become an important feature on the data life cycle. So this stage entails gathering raw data from various sources like databases, spreadsheets, web scraping, or APIs. So in this stage, what you will do means you will collect the raw data. It means you will collect the data from various sources. So we are having various sources to collect the data like some Kaggle data sets or um, Kaggle data sets or GitHub or some other things. So those type of resources are there in order to collect the data sets. Like that, if you want to gather raw data, there are some various sources like databases. So we know already about the databases. So databases means collection of related information. So this is the first source. Next, spreadsheets. Spreadsheet also another source of data science for collecting the raw data. Next, web scraping or APIs. APIs means application programming interface. So these are the various resources in which you will gather data for the data collection. Next, make sure you include possible external influences as well. So you need to include some possible external influences also. So you have to ensure that step also, such as seasonal trends and economic indicators. So this is the first point. Next, data collection involves gathering relevant data from various sources. So what data collection involves is it is collecting relevant data. It means relevant data means it is proper data, or we can say about related data. So we need to collect only for related data for data collection in the data collection process. We should not collect any unimportant data. Only we have to gather relevant data. How we can able to gather it? We have various sources. From that various sources, we have to gather relevant data. This is the second point. So coming to the third point, it is essential to ensure the data is accurate, complete, and relevant to the analysis. So why data collection is important means in order to ensure that data should be accurate. It means whatever the data that you have collected, it should have accurate. It should not contain any inappropriate data or misspelled data or redundant data or noisy data. The data which you have collected is it should be accurate, and also it should be complete. It means the data, whatever data that you are collected, it should have complete information regarding that data. Without having any complete information that data, you can't do any analysis, or um, you can't do apply any uh, techniques to analyze the data. That's why the data should complete and also relevant to the analysis. It means in suppose you are doing analysis on some one particular area. So whatever the data that you are collecting, it should be relevant to that analysis. Otherwise, it may give wrong analysis, or it may leads to incorrect prediction, and also it may leads to inaccurate data. So in order to make the data accurate and complete, it should be the data, whatever the data that you are collecting from various sources, it should be relevant to the analysis. This is the fourth point. So next point, different data collection methods such as surveys, web scraping, and APIs can be used. There are some different data collection methods. So those methods are very useful in data science life cycle. So some of the data collection methods like surveys. You know about surveys. In surveys, what the people do means they will collect the data from different people and they will store it from their register or some database. So they will do surveys and they will collect information each and every person and they restore it like that. We will also collect the data and we will store in it in different various sources, and also web scraping and various can be used. So in data collection methods we will use those type of methods. Next step, data cleaning and processing. So in I think you don't know about the data cleaning or processing. Data cleaning, it means we can also call it as data processing. Data cleaning or pre-processing. So why it is why it is important in data science program? What is the importance of data cleaning and in which way it is helping to us? Let us discuss those type of things in this slide. So data cleaning, also known as data processing, involves handling missing values, outliers, and inconsistencies. Why we are doing data cleaning means to handle the missing values. It means if you are having any data, suppose some values are missed. In order to handle those type of missing values, we will be using data cleaning because those missing values may lead to inaccurate prediction. So in order to prevent that, we'll be using data cleaning to handle these missing values. So we don't know whether the data will contain all the values or sometimes it may contain some missing values also. We can't predict. So in order to handle those type of missing values, we use this data cleaning or processing, pre-processing steps, and also outliers. Outlier means sometimes the data may not contain in that and also it may contain in different areas. So in order to collect that outlier, in order to collect that data and fit into the data, we this data pre-processing is used. That is called outlier and inconsistencies. Inconsistency means some you have to make the data consistent. It means some data is present somewhere and some other data is present somewhere, and it means there is no proper order. That makes very inconsistent to the data. So if you want to make the consistency and if you want to make the uh, data order, that will this type will be useful for the maintaining consistency. So why we are using data cleaning means first of all to handle the missing values, second point to handle outliers, and third point to maintain consistency. Remember this point, very important. So data in its raw form is frequently riddled with inconsistencies, middle values, and other irregularities that can hinder effective analysis. Therefore, in the data science life cycle, the data preparation plays a critical role in transforming raw data into clean and usable format. It means in data science life cycle, this data preparation will play, there is a data preparation place, which is very important and also it plays some important role while transforming raw data into clean and usable format. So if you want to transform some data into usable format and clean format, it means suppose your data is having some problems or some noisy data or some other problems. So if you want to make it into usable format, this data preparation place is very useful and also very critical role. It means it will transform the raw data into usable format. It means it will remove all the outliers, noisy, and also missing values. So this crucial step ensures the data is reliable, accurate, and also ready for analysis. So what this step ensures means the data is reliable. It means data is dependable and also accurate. It means it makes that step the data will become accurate by performing that step and ready for analysis. So this data preparation phase will do the this step and after performing the day, after performing this step, so the data will be ready for an analysis. It means it will contain a usable format. It will not contain any noisy data or some other inconsistent data, setting the stage for meaningful insights to be extracted. So here you can able to see data cleaning life cycle. So first step, what we will do, import the data. It means we will extract the data from various sources. Next, merging data sets. Next, what we will do, we will merge the data sets. It means we will combine the data sets into one form. Next, rebuilding missing data. Suppose if your data set contain any missing data, so we will handle those missing data by using data cleaning processing, so that we can rebuild the data set again in such a way that it will not contain any missing data or inconsistent data. Next one, standardization. Standardization means we will be performing standardization to to change into some standard format. It means it will the data will not contain any inconsistencies or outliers. Next, normalization. So normalization means, what is mean by normalization means, it removes the redundant data and also it removes outliers also. So if you perform normalization, it will remove the duplicate files. So in the data set, definitely you will contain duplicate values also. So if you want to remove the duplicate values and if you want to handle the duplicate values, we need to perform normalization. So this normalization step will ensure that no data redundancy and no duplicates will be there in the data set. This is the normalization. Next, deduplication. Deduplication means it will remove the duplicates. Next, verification and enrichment. Verification and enrichment means it will verify the data set again, whether it contains any missing data or any duplicate values. It will verify and it will make enrich. Next, exporting data. Exporting data means it will send the data. It means it will create a some PDF format like, and it will it will export the data to other format. So this is the total step of data cleaning life cycle. So these are the various steps that we perform in data cleaning life cycle. This also, please remember this. It is also very important. So please have a look at once and read it once, you will understand it. I think you got the point and understood. Next. Next point. This step ensures that the data is of high quality and suitable for analysis. So what data cleaning or data processing means, it will convert the data into high quality data. Suppose if you are before this process, if your data contains any missing values or any outliers or inconsistent, that makes the data very low quality, and also it will not be useful for data analysis. So why we are performing pre-processing means, in order to make that data should be high quality, and also to make the data in high quality, so that it will be useful for suitable for analysis. So if you do analysis means, only high quality data is only useful for analysis. Low quality data will not be useful for analysis. So this is the point. Next point. Techniques like imputation, normalization, outline detections are used in data cleaning. So there are some techniques how to handle the data cleaning, how to handle those type of things in data cleaning. So there are imputation. Imputation means handling missing values. So if you want to handle any missing values, or if you want to replace any missing value with an existing value, this imputation is very important. Imputation means handling missing values or replacing the missing values with other values, so that the data will be data will not contain any inconsistency. Next, normalization. Normalization means removing the unnecessary data or redundant data or duplicate data, so that it contains good quality, and also outlier detection. So if you want to detect any outliers. This outlier detection technique is used in data planning. So these are the techniques in data cleaning. So next step, data modeling and analysis. In this stage of the data science life cycle, data scientists use statistical and machine learning techniques to analyze the prepared data. So in the previous stage, already we prepared the data by removing the redundancy, by handling and by we handled the missing handling values, and also we removed the duplicate values, and also we detected outliers. Like that, we done the pre-processing technique and we prepared the high quality data. After preparing the high quality data, what data scientists will do means they use some statistical and machine learning techniques. There are some statistical and machine learning techniques, like coming to statistical techniques like mean or mode or median or mm, standard deviation, normalization, those tips. And those are the techniques that are available in statistical learning, and also machine learning techniques. There are various machine learning techniques, and those type of things will be discussed in further classes. Now I will explain only these steps so that you can understand. So the data scientist will use different statistical and different machine learning techniques to analyze the prepared data. So whatever the data that was prepared in the previous step, so in order to analyze that data, they will use some statistical and machine learning techniques. So without using any statistical and machine learning techniques, you can't analyze the prepared data. By using those type of statistical and machine learning techniques only, we can able to analyze the prepared data. Next, by applying these techniques, they extract meaningful information. So if you apply statistical and machine learning techniques on data means you will be why you are applying these techniques means in order to extract meaningful information. So whatever the data that contains useful information, in order to extract it, we will be using these techniques. Otherwise, without using these techniques, you can't get the important data. So if you want to extract meaningful and important information means you have to go through this technique, and you have to use it, and you have to extract it, and also make accurate predictions. So if you want to make predictions accurately, we- um, you have to apply some statistical and machine learning techniques. After applying those techniques only, you can able to make accurate predictions on the data. Suppose I will take some example. Suppose uh, uh, suppose there is the IPL match between some uh, two teams. So if you want to predict which team will win and which team will not win, means we'll use some techniques on the data which are available on those two teams. So if we have the data on those two teams, and we'll perform some statistics techniques and some machine learning algorithms on the both teams. So after applying on those teams, you will get some predictions which team will have more chances to win and which team will have lesser chances to win on that match. So, like that, if you want to do more accurate predictions and more accurate, if you want to get more accurate results, means you have to apply these machine learning techniques and also use statistical techniques. These are very important in data science and life cycle in order to make accurate predictions. If you give if you give accurate predictions, you will get the better results. If you do not make any accurate predictions, you will get bad results. And again, a deeper understanding of the underlying insights within the data. And also, why we use statistical and machine learning technique means you have to understand. Suppose there are some underlying data. Suppose there are some insights present in the data. So if you want to understand those whatever the data that is present and whatever the uh, information that is contained in the deep inside data, you have to apply those techniques. So while we apply those techniques, you can understand whatever the underlying data and its operations. So this phase is characterized by tasks such as feature selection, model training, and performance evaluation. So what this data modeling analysis means, it will do feature selection. It means it selects the feature, whatever the feature that is having very best features, it will select that feature. Next, model training. After selecting the feature, we will be doing we will be training the model. It means whatever the model that we got it, we will do training on that. And after training, we will do performance evaluation. So all of these contribute to the successful analysis and interpretation of the data. So if you want to successfully analysis, so if you want to do analysis successfully means, first of all, you need to select the best feature. After selecting the best feature, you have to train the model. After training the model, perform the evaluation. Then you can be very successful doing analysis on the data. Next, one essential task during this stage is feature selection. So one of the important step in data modeling analysis means feature selection. You have to select the feature. It means how, how you can select the feature. In what ways you can able to select the features. It means in what ways you will select the features. It means what you have to select the best feature only. Whatever the feature that is very good in quality, you have to go through that good quality feature and you have to selection. You have to do selection on that. So data scientists carefully choose the relevant features or variables from the data set that are most informative and influential for the analysis. So most of the data scientists what they will do is they will do uh, they will do some analysis on the data set, and after doing analysis they will choose most relevant features. It means whatever the features that are more useful to them and most relevant to them, they will select those features only. They will not select other features. Whatever the features that are relevant to them and whatever the features that are related to them, they will they will select those features from the data set. And also those features should contain most informative. It means the data set, whatever the data set that they are chosen, it should contain most information. It means it should contain complete information regarding that feature. Otherwise, it will not be useful for analyzing the data. So, if it contains most informative, it will be useful for their analysis. So, data scientists will do those type of uh, select those type of data sets and they do analysis. By selecting the right set of features, they can simplify the modeling process. So what they will do means they will select the right set of features. So after selecting them, they will say they will simplify the modeling process. It means they will reduce the modeling process and enhance the interpretability of results. It means they will develop the interpretability of the results. Whatever the results that they are getting, they will enhance it, the interpretability. It means they will try to enhance it and reduce the risk of overfitting. So, reduce the risk of overfitting. Overfitting means we will see in the next lecture, but I will give um, some basic information. Overfitting means there are some training and testing models. So, overfitting means uh, there are low errors in data data training and there are more errors in data testing. So while training the models, you find only less number of errors in the training data set. So after testing your data set, you found a huge amount of errors. It means only testing data set contains very large amount of errors. It means we did not do correct uh, correct testing or correct evaluation on the data. That is overfitting. It means low training errors and high testing errors. It means low bias and high variance. That is once one see this step and understand it. I'll wait for 1 minute. So we are going into the next step.